Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Betty Intruder, welcome back to the Outer Worlds. Well, last time we made some good progress in the mystery of Halcyon Helen, which is, well, I think we know why she was killed, which is, yes, Rizzo's was trying to use some form of magic parasite juice to make people happy and docile, but it turns out the parasites were in control overall, everybody went mad, then their head started exploding. In general, it was a bad time, and it would appear that, yes, Halcyon Helen was a character who was a spokesperson for Rizzo, but the actress, Ruth Bellamy, she knew what they were doing. She might have been planning to blow the whistle, which makes my prime suspects anyone on the corporate side who wants Rizzo's name to remain, you know, unsullied by all of the murder and head explosions. That's not to say we're not missing a few pieces of information, like, yes, her last known location was visiting the RR&DD labs, yet her body ended up in the ballroom. And how does the profit of profitability fit into this? And, okay, all sorts of other bits and pieces. And yes, the administrator. I'm supposed to be going and speaking to him now, but I kind of feel like he's one of my prime suspects. Because he's, you know, working for Rizzo's. He's definitely a company man. So, yeah, might need to keep an eye on him. Also, we don't know how she died. The autopsy wasn't done last time we passed through. So, I'm kind of hoping that might be what we get to do next. So I'm nipping back to the hotel now. We've got a good motive. We need to figure out, you know, how, where, and when she actually died.
The pool plaza's closed. There ain't even no water.
On the way back, we've got ourselves a named guard who appears to be ready for swimming, aside from the helmet, though as he says, no water. Ah, here we go. I might have stumbled on a clue here, so yes, the pool just sort of disappeared, then went green, just before the Spectrum Brown launch. This might be tied to the case.
Gee, you're pretty sharp. Yeah, the reception party would have extended out here, but we had to close it off. What with the contamination? And now the reception ain't happening anyway. Can't do much now but wait for the stench to wear off. We found the individual hired to clean face down in a puddle of his own spit in the orchards. Guess he won't be helping.
Okay, this is all interesting. And yes, so he went to the orchards, got himself infected. We know what's going on there, but okay, might just have a little bit of a loot-see round, see if there's any more clues here.
You may want to visit the sun parlor. That's where that Rizzo's fool mixed the chemicals he used. Oh, and you can talk to Lily, my boss. She probably has some great advice. I saw her walk toward the bridge to the Purpleberry Orchards earlier. Reckon she's still there. Now, anything else I can do for you?
Okay, we got ourselves a little sub-quest here. Lovely. So, down to the water. Can I step in this or... Oh. Okay, something's going wrong here.
Analysis reveals the chemical signature of this compound is 80% semblant of fertilizer used in the Purpleberry Orchards. The other 20% is semblant of pool water.
Okay, so if it's the same stuff being used over there, is there a connection with the parasites? It's possible, but we can't really be sure about that. We've also got ourselves, yep, nice little thing here. Give it an examine. So, propagates chemicals. Someone has scratched. Irian was here. Okay, what's an Irian? Now, they also said, yes, check out the sun parlor, which I think might be... Yes, big old building over here. Okay, no one in here. No clues, no side rooms, no anything. But, pool cleaner. Blue watercolouring number 422. Chlorine salt, I'm guessing you can't get chlorine out here or something. And hydrogenated defoamer. Okay, so two things here. One, we got some nice simple instructions. So, cycle the tanks, use the console to make the compound once you have the desired combination. So, red, number 1, that's the chlorine substitute. Then we have got blue watercolouring, number 422. Hydrogenated defoamer, orange, number 5. But there's also a note. Any freelancers reading this should meet me on the balcony. I have an opportunity. Okay, how about we just go do that before we mix anything up? Because, yes, we could do this right now, but no. How about we go and investigate the opportunity first? Here we go. Buddy, by any chance, would you be Irian, who was just mentioned to us in terms of, yeah, you scratched your name onto the chemical McGibble? And no, you're Donovan Matas. In fact, hang on, didn't someone mention Matas? Someone might have mentioned a Matas to me at some point, but I can't remember.
I saw you meander on out of the pool and into the greenhouse. Now you're here. Does that mean what I think it means?
I don't know. It depends how much you're paying, to be honest.
Good. If you're interested in burying the pool, I'm interested in paying you.
Okay, so... yeah, why bother taking out a hotel pool? What's the point?
Maybe not. Maybe I just want Rizzo's working relationship with Slug to implode for the benefit of Spacer's Choice. But you're right. It ain't high profile. And it ain't gotta be. Any damage to Rizzo's is cause for celebration. You ain't gotta concern yourself with my spite. Consider me an average Byzantine, and I'll consider you an average contractor.
Okay, so this guy's purely going to try and screw over their pool just to embarrass them because he works for Spacer's Choice, but I don't like Spacer's Choice either, and I wouldn't mind having, you know, a really nice pool to walk past or occasionally sit next to while I'm here, because I'm also staying at this hotel, so basically, yeah, I'm not sure about this, but I'll hear him out at the bare minimum.
That's great to hear. Or grand, as the Byzantines are so fond of saying. Not that I ain't one. There's a chemical mixing machine in the greenhouse that has more than a few volatile chemicals. Mix them and render that pool unusable. Anything that ain't a cleaner should do. Dump the mix into the pool, then find somebody in Slug and tell them you did it for Rizzo's. That'll get those damn bastards into some red water.
Okay, I'm not too sure what's really in this for me, so no. I just want a nice pool, because it would be nice to have a nice pool. Okay, so all I need is 1, 4, and 5, which should be red, blue, and orange. So... okay. Right now we got 3, 4, and 3. Oh, these can only be certain things. Okay, so that one can be 1, and which one can be 5? So 1... okay, you can only be 1, 2, or 3. So as I need 1, 4, and 5, you must be 1. Therefore, you're 5, you're 4. And that I believe is what I need to try. Yeah, 1, 1, 4, and 5. Okay, so those now set as they should be. Get over here, mix some chemicals, confirm. I have gained pool cleaner. Marvellous. Okay, so that should be grand. Now, shove the cleaner into the McGibble. And the water should start clearing up, though to be honest it's a bit low.
Oh, thanks a million, Inspector. The smell cleared right up. Well, in a couple hours, the guest might even be back. Then I actually gotta start doing my job. Of course, we're not gonna get a follow-up shipment for the water anytime soon, so they'll have to content themselves on the deck.
So, okay, let's get back to the murder here, because... where are you, by the way? There's a back door into the ballroom. Here we go. It's this one right here. So, if we say Helen was killed out there, far side of the orchard, then she had to be dragged through the orchard, across the bridge, past a checkpoint, over here, and into the ballroom. I don't believe that's feasible. So, yeah. Whatever happened out there in the lab, she made her own way back to the hotel, I believe. Oh, and here we go. The lounge is actually open again. Okay. Here we go. I've discovered the lounge. Is there a clue in the lounge? And if not, why was the lounge not open earlier then? Okay, I'm not sure what the benefit of this is, but I'm going to free this droid, because apparently it is trapped here and can only be at the bar and can never go anywhere else. So I am going to give this robot some well-deserved freedom for his many years of alcohol-serving service.
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Thank you for your patronage. Initializing digital handshake in 3, 2, 1. Digital handshake complete.
Okay, so he's not exactly running off to start a new life somewhere, but he seems grateful, so that's nice. Also, he's selling... he's selling all the different colours, well, some of the different colours, of Rizzo's. If I want that massive special gun from the R&R and R&D and D&D lab, I'm going to be needing these. So, I just need to find yellow and green somewhere, and we're golden. Ooh, and this side room's open too. Okay, so this is now actually the kitchen. So, hello, you've got a name and a fancy hat.
Terribly sorry, but I can't chat just now. Someone on the second VIP level just ordered 15 canid meat pies, and if I don't get to it now, it'll be my head.
Okay, so, Mr. Chef, I'd like to accuse you of murder. I'm just accusing everyone of murder, don't take it personally.
I'm so behind. I'm sorry, I still can't talk idly right now. Come back if you have something very important you need to discuss.
Oh no, he's straight up refusing to talk to me. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. So if you've got any... No, that's water. That's not what I need. I don't bloody need water, though. Ooh. Hello, backstage area we couldn't get to previously. Right, now this is kind of important. Well, one, we got ourselves a broken down door with a note. Nothing dramatic there whatsoever, just saying the elevator's broken. So, okay, don't mind me. I am the, you know, inspector. I'm allowed to go where I want.
Wow, I haven't felt this great in ages. Wonder what happened.
Uh-oh. Okay, some of the bellhops are starting to report they're feeling happy. And that's actually a concern under the circumstances, yes. Okay, eyes on the prize here. So, yeah, that's the room I was just in. Then there's a bunch of little sleeping pods. But beyond that, there's also a side room with a locked door that I could get through. Okay, we'll be coming back to that in a second. And yes, Felix, were you really expecting in this... Uh-oh. We might have some slight issues with... I always go for the wrong VATS button, by the way. Luckily, I've got a lot of stimpack, so we're golden. Okay, so there are vicious sprats in this part of the world. Might want to take them out first, actually. Just to make sure we're all golden. Lovely. Oh, and all these rooms, you actually need the right key card. So, okay. This is all a bit on the interesting side. By the way, I see you guys over... Oh! Okay, that's a very large mega sprat. And he appears to be behind... Okay, so either of the rooms either side, that's barred. Okay, that one appears to be open. Okay, so just prepare for mega sprat and go! Okay, sprat of unusual size. Dear oh flippin' dear. Right. Oh dear. He's got a lot of health actually. Okay. Drop kick him. There we go. Let's just distract him down the ground here. Is he dead? Now maybe going for the hammer. Okay, everyone just keep going. He's got a lot more health than plenty of bosses do, and I don't think he's actually dead yet. No, he ain't dead yet. He's just stunned. So just keep going. Keep going. Sooner or flippin' later, he's actually spitting N-rays right now. Yeah, he's spitting N-rays. Everyone okay? Right, well that was... Okay, he was very, very tough indeed. Marvellous. That was a lot of health right there. Oh, and this is how they employ certain individuals. So, they offer a free tour of the distillery, but in the fine print, you actually work for Rizzo as a result. The free tour ain't free. Gotcha. Okay, B1 needs a key card. Nothing else will open that. B2 is already open, and aha! B2 gets me into B1, and... Okay, can't help but notice you seem to be... here, but yellow. Hello, buddy. You're kind of being a bit... neutral. Which is... Okay, I don't like it. I think it needs to go down. Just keep on keeping on. Open up everything. If we can, another room nice and easy. Ready to go, and a nice safe as well. Cool. Okay, we've got some form of evidence, McGibble, over here.
This collection of frozen food has not been restocked in some time. Many of these items are not available in the Grand Colonial, and must have been brought in from outside. The fridge was transported here from one of the guest bedrooms upstairs.
Okay. Unusual items. The taken may be stolen from upstairs. Oh, hello! And there's a ghostly voice. Please open the door. Not sure how much longer. Oh, that'll be Evan behind A2. Got it. So, okay, I'll be with you in a minute, mate. I'm just looting the entire place first. Oh, and in the room next door, A1, I think, the spectacular and thrilling and great adventures of Elaine Norville and Halcyon Helen, and the ever-resolute Lord Bellhop Elaine Norville had brought his automatic Spacer's Choice auto pistol, now with added explosive ammo, which he held in his big muscular hands. And no, this is... Sorry, I can't get past the first paragraph. That's too much horrific cringe. Right, so he was writing self-insert fanfiction about himself and Halcyon Helen. That's very creepy. Right, having opened up every other room in the place first, here we go. I need the right key cards, which I do not have, and I'm guessing, yes, there's something going on in here, but how are we going to actually get card A2?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, has anyone else got... Oh, blimey. What the flip? A pile of cartridges contain the IDs of Halcyon Helen's sidekicks who were killed, wounded, mulched, melted, etc. So, oh. Okay, she got through the companions a bit on the fast side. Got it. Okay, I don't have the key, but we know from the note it was Amelia Stillwell that took him to this room, and then presumably just sort of locked him in. Whether she was trying to kill him or not, unclear. So... Oh, there seems to maybe be a monster in there. I'm guessing he's going to have been eaten by the time we open the door. We need to find Amelia Stillwell to get the door open. Or one of these side rooms might have some form of override. Because, yes, there was a couple of side rooms. One over here. And there is a terminal here. That's a good starting point. So, ooh. Hacking needs to be 90. Okay. Who can we maybe... You're friendly, by the way. You're a friendly. Well, that's just lovely. Bare minimum, I can get this open. So help myself to a few bits and pieces there. Right, try the other side room. Because, yes, there's a side room over to here. Then just steal all this too. Crack open this door. And now we're going back up again. But, okay, where are we coming up to? And... Oh! I've made it into Sullivan's room. Hello. Sorry, kind of broke into your office here. Didn't really mean to. My mistake.
Oh, hello there. Nice to see you. Anything you'd like to discuss?
She is very chill about the fact I've broken into her office. Oh, and now we found his fanfiction. We can challenge him about it.
What? Oh, Laws, you didn't find my story, did you? Sakes alive, that's embarrassing as all hell. I guess I should have hid it better. Well, since there's no way to put the leather boa back in the skinning machine, I might as well ask. What did you think?
It was just terrible. It was the worst thing. Just the worst thing I've ever seen.
Ouch. I think you may have scorched my eyebrows. Well, no matter. It was just for fun anyway. Not like I was attached to it.
Okay, until I find Amelia or, you know, some form of general key card, we're not getting to that guy. So, may as well check in with, what's-his-face, the administrator, who right now, to be honest, he's somewhat high up the list of suspects, as he's the biggest company man we've seen so far.
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my authorization. Fortunately, you managed to save most of the hive. The wasp-ketos are essential to the orchards, you see. Losing them would have cost us months of production.
And yes, that did happen, but the bigger issue is your employees appear to have been infested with parasites that are making them explode, which is definitely a bit of a problem, yes.
The orchards can be a dangerous place, but my workers understand the hazards. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything?
And, ooh, yes, I can be dramatic and noir-y. That sounds fun.
You have my attention.
And yes, Blossom's dead. Helen went to tour the lab. Someone stole data from your terminals in R&D. All of those things are true. But yeah, the death of a researcher, that's got to be high up the list. Then again, for this guy, probably not, but still.
That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist and a friend. We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector. As if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility.
And yes, indeed, she was already in trouble. Other workers turned violent, and there's definitely some parasites you were intentionally infecting people with involved.
Her commitment to her NDA was admirable. I'll make sure to accelerate the payout of her death benefits to her next of kin.
And yes, indeed, don't actually know who was behind her death. Could have been the same person, could have been someone else, but she did seem to recognize the killer.
Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention.
And yes, indeed, do I want to actually tell him about all of this? Then again, he's going to find out about that. That's no secret. Helen was indeed touring the labs.
Insisted? That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions.
And yes, indeed, I'm guessing you weren't planning to show her much. And yes, she was also at a picnic. So we know she went there, but I'm not sure whether that was the same time. Going on a picnic at the same time she was running for her life, probably not so much. But yeah, you weren't going to show her the full picture at all, were you?
Little of consequence. We'd tour the grounds, pause at some locations appropriate for a portrait, let her shake hands with our scientists. Public relations.
Yeah, you wouldn't have let her inside at all. Got it. So, all I know, she was there, can't say for certain whether she died there or not.
You haven't provided me with much information, but I understand that you're avoiding conjecture. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else?
And what have we got? Yes, someone's been stealing data, then they deleted it, so I don't know what it was.
That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission.
And yes, indeed, perception and hacking together, you can't steal that much data without an expensive cartridge. Somebody has resources.
A clever deduction, Inspector. That gives us a little information to work with. This incident at the orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're ready, I suggest a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now.
Aha! So now we can speak to Goodnight. Marvellous. Now, her office was just up here around the corner, if I recall correctly. Here we go. Medical centre. So, hello over there. Right, Dr. Goodnight, what have you got for me?
Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Oh, we've got this old chestnut, have we? I'm guessing several people were trying to kill her at the same time. The only question is, which of them was the one that actually succeeded? So, yeah, somebody potentially tried to poison her.
Almost certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion.
And we did see, in one of the backstage areas a couple of parts ago, somebody put some laxative inside a drink, but that's not a poison. That would just, make her a bit embarrassed and need to use the bathroom. So, okay, maybe connected, maybe not. So next destination should probably be the VIP guest floor, because Spencer, and we can also search Bertie's room. We know he's long gone, but we can search the room. So, this place doesn't seem too on the big side, and that is Zeke Hannigan. Don't know who that is. Okay, where are we going to start here? Right, there's a whole bunch of rooms, and some of them open, some of them not so much. Right, so that's my destination. That'll be, Bertie's room. So we'll go there last instead. Nice little locked room here. Everybody likes a locked room. You never know what you're gonna find in one of them. Best as I can tell, though, nothing else, though. Oh my goodness, they put a purple berry on the pillow. Oh, that's an adorable touch. I love it. Okay, so nothing indicating that's anyone particularly important. Couple of vending machines if I need them for anything. Just keep on keeping on. We got ourselves... Oh!
Is that a woolly cow?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the cow. We can analyze the cow.
Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
Okay, so... Yes, there's also some worrying discoloration, probably because this cow is drunk.
An accurate observation, Inspector. This woolly cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
Okay, and what about Black Hole Bertie? Because I assume he was on that team, right?
Insufficient data. A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
Okay, so conclude the examination of the cow. This is marvelous. Everything's golden.
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Rangers 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you?
Aha! I'm guessing that you know, yes, Bertie, though. Any chance you know why the cow's there?
We sort of borrowed her from the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve while we were drunk. I have no idea how we managed to sneak her in here without being spotted. Don't worry, we'll return her safe and sound. Mostly sound. Hungover still sound, right?
Okay, that was a bit mean to the cow, but whatever. So, yes, why are you guys here at all?
Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing. How about you, fella? You after a signature?
Nah, I think I'll pass.
He's just being coy. Anyway, where was I? Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
Okay, so, yeah, just like Helen, they were brought in just to be celebrities, waving and supporting the drink. Got it. Here's the important stuff, though. Yes, tell me about Bertie and Helen, because as a teammate, you might know some stuff.
Oh, Brady was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Bertie was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Bertie steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them.
Okay, interesting. So, when you say temper, enough to have maybe killed her, perhaps?
What? Law, no. Bertie's got a fierce temper, but there's no way he'd ever have laid a finger on Miss Helen.
Okay, interesting. Anyone you suspect in that case?
Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blunt honesty.
Yeah, we've heard that before, but for some reason Helen chose to meet her right here shortly before her death. And Jess, your whereabouts?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keen's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keen saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off.
I mean, that's a good alibi, and yes, was Bertie in there or not?
No, we lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know.
Okay, but we don't know the exact timing in terms of how that stacks up versus the murder. She died at some point overnight, but we don't know when, and we don't know precisely when this was happening either. And presumably we've got 4 rooms the other side as well. So, okay. Anyone important in any of these? And ooh, Spencer. Right, so we'll get to you last. Let's just clear out everyone else before we get to the important plot stuff. And oh my goodness, you're Burbage.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Burbage 3001 is trained to recognize all board-approved actors. Greetings, fellow star. Your performance in Maverick Johnston's latest drama was memorable.
Ah, yes, of course. I actually did do a bit of acting while I was on Byzantium. That's marvellous. And apparently I'm yelling, "Get away from me, you monster," which is... that's a bit harsh.
Burbage 3001 is impressed by your performance. My goodness, what emotion. Has your employer considered transferring you to your company's entertainment department? Banter protocol exhausted. Reverting to default behavior. Grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the aether.
Okay, so determination. With 40, everything's fine. This robot's not going to murder me. Unfortunately, yes, I can't engage any further with Burbage 3001. But I'm going to assume this robot didn't do it. Okay, Spencer, let's talk about your upset stomach and also your feelings of hatred and resentment towards the woman who died. And by the way, we've also got trouble. Okay, what's that? Something over here. Hello there.
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrare, blood, terrare, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrare.
Okay, so I'm gonna lick it, obviously. And taste slightly metallic, you feel a dull pain in your stomach. Okay, this might have been the poison. Anything else in there?
This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrare biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor. These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal.
Okay, so there's the poison. Gotcha. I like how I can just lick everything, by the way. That's just a thing I could do. It's marvellous. And, yes, indeed. Okay, there he is. We've seen these pictures before on the loading screens and whatnot. But, he was never the star. He was always playing second fiddle to everybody else around him. So, okay, Spencer. Let's me and you have a chat.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Oh, I love his voice work. That's just absolutely spectacular. So, okay. No, we're just here to solve crime.
Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Hello. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
So, let's start off with the poisoning here.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
I mean, fair, but I will say it seems more likely it came out of the drink, not the food. But, okay, Helen was also poisoned. Anyone else might want to harm you. Why didn't you go to the clinic? Let's start there.
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
Okay, so you were just trying to stay away from the public. Gotcha. Yes, Helen, also poisoned.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
Oh, that's just some amazing voice work, but yes, obviously he's got it back to front. They were going for her, or rather someone was, or maybe more than one person was. But the poison wasn't what killed her.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor.
Okay, very, very suspicious response there. Anyone beyond the chef who might want to kill ya?
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
Okay, again, not very helpful. Gotcha.
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's meteoroids.
Okay, so yes indeed, any chance you were resentful about constantly starring opposite someone who was more liked, younger, more successful, all sorts of other positive things next to you?
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
Yeah, we'd need something a bit more concrete before we'd accuse him, so... Okay, any chance of an alibi?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
Right, no one who could corroborate that, I'm guessing.
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
Okay, that's a no.
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
Okay, you were friends with somebody who also didn't like Helen. Gotcha.
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
Don't worry, we'll get to her in time. Ah, good, so we can actually call him out on whether it's the booze, not the food. So yes, bottle of tainted liquor.
That, yes. Yes, I distinctly recall ordering an alcoholic beverage with my meal. This hotel is certainly bringing a new meaning to the phrase rotgut. Management shall receive the complaint to end all complaints.
Alright, he seems to accept that it might be the drink, but I might need to go and speak to the chef anyway. Yep, we should do that, but while we're up here, print a toss ball, just check Bertie's room. It's the only one I've not been into yet, so far end over here on the right. Now, we know he's not here, of course, but there's got to be some, I would have thought so, some nice clues as need sorting out.
The charred fragments of a letter lies at the bottom of this wastebasket.
And I can make out station meeting point, and emergency.
Your observation is correct and quite astute.
Station, meeting point, emergency. You think it's talking about the atmospheric station? Or maybe the pilot house? Could be anywhere.
Okay, nothing too dramatic there, and yeah, any chance the machine can help me?
Someone burned this letter shortly after Halcyon Helen's death.
And yes, there was another thing over. Here we go. Somebody walking up to this here safe.
A single footprint, size 10, tossball cleat-sized.
Okay, so Helen was 8.75, 10 must be Bertie.
The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen.
Okay, oxygen. So, yeah, terraformer.
Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in his footprint likely came from there.
Okay, we've got ourselves a destination. The pilot house weather monitoring station. And that gets me straight up to level 34. If he was coming up to this here safe. Okay, he didn't bother looking it. Marvellous. Well done, you mad bastards. And you know what? I'm enjoying having sneak ludicrously high in terms of, yeah, sneak attack damage. So I'm just going to go for some of that. And 10% damage up per subsequent hit. Yep, that's good stuff right there. Right, Mr. Schaff, me and you need to have a chat now, and seriously, this time you're not brushing me off. Okay, alibis, buddy.
No. As it so happens, I was down in the employee break room. I wasn't taking an unsanctioned break, of course. I was merely fetching ingredients.
Oh, that was a bit of a suspicious answer right there. So, okay, no alibi, and did you prepare her meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
And yes, indeed, it may have been poisoned.
Oh my lord, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay, I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been mistaken when I said I was constantly watching Helen's food. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Okay, interesting. So, this guy's not really got much of a motive. Owens doesn't either, but I've not really spoken to Owens, so I'm not sure. Spencer might do. Then again, they're all a bit on the flimsy side here. And yes, why are you being so evasive on that point?
Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
Well, because it might get you accused of bloody murder?
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
Okay, he's just embarrassed about being an alcoholic. Fine, that's not a murderer, that's okay. But yeah, what was Spencer doing in the kitchen?
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
Okay, so him being in the kitchen, not unusual behavior, that's not really suspicious.
Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait. Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
Okay, that sounds pretty solid. Let's start there. Okay, so that was the orchards over here. And now, yes, I've got myself access to this nice little building where I need to just pass through and grab the security footage.
I don't like the way they're eyeing us, Captain.
Oh, there appear to be some mysterious assailants in this part of the world. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I was just here to pick up some footage. Don't actually want to have any trouble, so...
Hey, you!
Never mind.
We've been looking for you, and by we, I mean Slug. Been real busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Slug Light Underground don't like that much.
He's trying so hard. It's actually kind of sad.
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our affairs, I mean. We're... Draw, you damn breadworm, draw!
Okay, so I think they want to potentially do some murder. Yes, this is a bit of a farce. I could kill you, but how about you just walk away, you stupid losers?
You want to say that again, pal?
And seriously, Slug asked me to investigate, and now you're just planning to kill me, despite you working for Slug.
Quick everyone, get him!
Okay, you know what? This is fine. This is all absolutely fine. We'll just shoot you, then we'll shoot you, and then we'll just shoot you, and then we'll just shoot you. And now all of you are blind, and everything's going to be marvellous. And we'll just go over to my big thing, and... Never mind. I just took them all out in a Vatstram. Well, that was just sad. That was just... She didn't even bother getting up, that woman over there. Right, any chance we got? Hit note. So... It's signed the Marketeer. Bloody marketing. It's always marketing. Hang on. They're not Slug. Okay, they were given uniforms. 40,000 bits, though. That's a lot. Marvellous. Okay, let's not worry about the whole of this place just yet. Let's just get in and get what we need to see here. The security footage.
All requests for security footage require a nominal compulsory bribe. Is that acceptable?
Oh, go on, why not? Though, actually, let's just quickly do a bit of tinkering here.
Error. Bit processing unit has been removed. Temporarily surpassing bit fee request. Funds will be requested from Rizzo's leadership with interest at a later date. Delivering footage. Thank you for your patronage. If you would like a wine recommendation to pair with that footage, please submit the requisite request forms. Is there any other assistance this unit may provide?
Okay, marvellous. Even the robot cops are corrupt. That's lovely. Ah, but a bit of hacking at the back here. Okay. The terminal now thinks I'm Maria Keene. Message from the administrator. Let's see what's going on here. So, yes, the spaceport is outside of my jurisdiction, so it's a bit of a, pirate haven or something. So, okay, that's why there's thugs and all sorts of trouble. And the administrator reckons King Cannon wants to take over the whole facility. So, if he wants an opportunity, enough scandal piled on scandal might give him the chance to, edge out the current administrator. Interesting. That's a motive. Also, I really need to stop digging into back rooms, because there appears to be a corpse in the back of this here police station.
An aberration in the expected timeline for this organic being has occurred. Behold, the body of Maria Keene, formerly the constable of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. No signs of life detected. Maria Keene is survived by no known relatives.
Okay, didn't realise that was Keene. So that's actually, that's a bigger deal than I thought, actually. Shot in the head and neck.
Excellent observation, Inspector. Multiple wounds located in the frontal bone and between the clavicles suggest she was facing away from her attacker. Furthermore, the location and circumference of exit wounds suggest a firearm with unconventional ammunition.
Okay, and bullet casings. Yes, there's some right there.
These casings are too minuscule for conventional small-caliber firearms. Each casing resembles a lancing needle used for medical and surgical purposes.
Okay, so yeah, scan blood for toxins.
High concentration of potassium chloride detected. Trace amounts of neurotoxin detected.
Okay, so yeah, stopped her heart apparently.
These substances show the highest concentration near the entry and exit wounds. Cardiac arrest, rather than physical trauma, is the most likely cause of death.
Okay, interesting.
Your memo has been noted. This unit has been programmed to offer encouragement during moments of emotional strain. Banter protocol activated. We'll find this brat bastard's responsible, Inspector.
Well, we literally just saw a note saying, hey, you're the only representative of mine, from, the administrator, to her in this port. If she goes down, the administrator loses all visibility he's got, every pair of eyes, in this little private free port area. So, okay. That could be very good for King Cannon. And I am sort of getting slight Doom Fortress vibes from his little area right here, so okay. We'll come and explore this place more thoroughly later, I'd say. Oh, but here's something rather interesting. So, the security footage we can, look at right now. The chef works on the dish, Owens hands something to Spencer, and then leaves. Spencer says something to the chef, who turns away and walks off screen. Spencer empties something onto Helen's food and exits. That's kinda damning, in a way, but we should speak to Owen first, just for safety. Still, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, that is enough for now. We got ourselves 2 big leads to follow up on. Over there, that's where terraforming's happening, so get over to that island and get to the meeting spot. Bertie was somewhere over there, not necessarily right now, but he was there previously. Alternatively, big old island over there, where I'm guessing the big nasty monsters roam, because that's where the fresh food comes from. And we haven't properly explored the port either, so okay, this is a big bit of DLC. This feels significantly larger than Peril on Gorgon. There's a lot of stuff going on here, so right, more coming up very, very soon indeed, and Spencer's starting to, sneak up the list of suspects here, but I'm still not sure about the Administrator or King Cannon. I mean, I'll give them. A lot of people are acting a little bit on the dodgy side right now, so join me next time as we dig a little deeper into the mystery. But in the meantime, I'm B. Johnson, has been many a true nerd, and this has been The Outer Worlds. Thank you very much, and goodbye. If we just hide the bodies, nobody needs to know about this. Yes! My stupid plan has worked! It turns out I'm a genius! The giant rat scorpion is not gone! Oh, hang on, there's more yet, though. I'm still being very shocked. Guys, where's the NCR? Nobody needs to know.